Hello and good afternoon, good evening. Long time no speak. It's been almost a week since we didn't connect, so I had to. I have to apologize for that. I've been quite busy and also traveling, and that's why, of course, my schedule had a little bit of a hiccup. I am back to the live sessions. Um, a lot of things to start reporting. We had today the deadline to finalize the appeal against the decision to or against the failure of the reconstruction, let's call it like that. We have submitted the appeal in fully, very confident about the appeal and about its powers, let's call it like that. I will go through the appeal today. Also, on top of that, we have progressed quite a lot in regards to the reconstruction procedures in Romania. So by Friday this week, we will file a preliminary draft of some sort of a business reconstruction plan. It's not really that comprehensive, but it's a good starting point. There's a lot of let's say procedural. There are a lot of procedural aspects that need to be followed. We have to take care about the dates and procedures, and many small things that take up most of the day. But for sure, it's much better right now that we have managed to obtain the decision of the court towards rebuilding. I have remained the company director at this moment, so that means that I'm in charge of Shape Robotics Romania, and part of my initial mandate is to try to work together with a reconstruction lawyer in order to more or less establish the grounds for going against, of course, our favorite character of the day, Mr. Thijs, who is, of course, to blame for the whole situation in the subsidiaries and, of course, in Denmark. So it's going to be quite a interesting time of the year in the next months for Mr. Thijs. It is what it is. We will be focusing on doing the same good job like we did till now, in the sense that we'll prepare very well for every legal action. We will be working very hard. We'll try to do things as transparent and as readily available as possible with my daily interventions. Of course, it might come that sometimes I will have to postpone due to scheduling issues, but I hope that everybody can understand that. It's also been almost 3 months since I've been doing this daily, so I hope you can forgive me for not being present. I'm sorry I didn't check whether the sound quality and the video quality was okay. So hopefully everything is in order. Can anyone confirm that everything is in order and the sound and the video is okay? And we will go directly through to discussing the appeal that has been submitted today to in the case R14/20 against the probate court order of 11th of May in the reconstruction case to the Eastern High Court, in which the probate court has decided to the reconstruction request to be dismissed, and the appeal has in principle the following um, uh, let's say prayer, which is the probate court order of 11 is set aside and reconstruction are commenced for shape robotics. In the alternative, the case will be remitted for the insolvency court for reconsideration. So the grounds for the appeal, let's go through them. We request that the appeal be granted suspensive effect, so that the bankruptcy proceedings are suspended and no further dispositions are made of the company's estate until the Eastern High Court has reached a decision in the present appeal. So we have asked for suspensive effect during the appeal. That means that hopefully the High Court will decide that Thais cannot continue as curator till the appeal is finalized. The very purpose of the requested reorganization procedure is to ensure that the company's assets are preserved and made available for the organization process. If the bankruptcy proceeding continue until the Eastern High Court has ruled, there is a risk that the assets will either be realized or impaired to such an extent that the reorganization proceeding becomes illusory regardless of whatever the Eastern High Court concludes. There is therefore a concrete and imminent risk of irreparable harm to the creditors if the appeal is not granted suspensive effect. The statement of case is presented for the insolvency court is maintained in its entirety that the following supplementary or detailed statement of case is submitted. So we go through the consideration. So I need to remind everybody that the High Court looks at this from a written perspective always and only. So there is no debate, no open debate in the High Court. So we have selected here in total a number of 60 points. Basically, it's a 60-point appeal, which I will be making public in my video today, in which basically we explaining clearly why the reconstruction procedure should be opened. Of course, I hope that everybody can read and understand along this appeal. It's a long appeal. It's 10 pages. Of course, it's very technical, but you would understand very easily why this appeal will be a winning appeal, and we hope that during the procedure the we'll get also suspensive rights, in the sense that Thais will be suspended as curator. Of course, there are several other things that are coming in the next days. It is important to understand that we will not share, and this was also part of the strategic approach that I had with the lawyer team, especially last week or so, not to share publicly everything, just in order to keep some sort of a secrecy on the steps that we are taking. Therefore, expect in the next days some interesting new developments. We have not heard yet from the appeal on the High Court on the appointment of Thais as liquidator. We are waiting also for that. It's an interesting position there, because everybody can remember that there were some let's say discrepancies in the way that Thais was named as liquidator. So not to keep anybody too much blocked in the in the video channel. It was important for me to give you the update that everything is in order. The appeal has been submitted. The reconstruction goes with daily meetings in Romania. We're consolidating on the assets, trying to figure out what we can use in the process of reconstruction. And of course, as everybody is aware, there is a serious criminal complaint against Thais, which is well underway, and it's related to the fact that, so for everybody to understand that during the initial bankruptcy, that I remind everybody that for 59 days Shape was in a bankruptcy declared unlawful, a bankruptcy that had not been properly and has not been properly commissioned, which had a curator, Thais Wormsleb, that has behaved extremely unprofessional, worked against the company, and now talking purely about Romania, um, has basically chosen to ignore any sort of management duties that, of course, the curator had by becoming the de facto controlling stake in the 100% control subsidiary Shape Robotics Romania. The curator has ignored his with a lot of uh, news about that, ignoring that let's say behavior, and a lot of information has been made public by me already, but that for sure it's serious grounds to the reasoning behind the current insolvency of Shape Robotics Romania. So just for everybody to understand, one of the major duties of the trustee, whether it's in Romania or it's in Denmark, at the beginning of um, in Romania in the first 40 days, in Denmark in the first 30 days, is to establish the motives behind the bankruptcy or the insolvency. And what is there to say that in Denmark, the current bankruptcy has as principal motive the former bankruptcy, which was unlawful. And in Romania, the current insolvency grounds are very clear. It was a result of the chaos surrounding the management of Shape Robotics Romania in the 59 days, that left it without management, without any sort of decision making, without possibility to make payments, in total disarray. So we expect a clear decision from the Romanian trustee, combined with, of course, the court, to start immediate procedures to claim um, the full loss of value of the company directly on the curator, Thijs and Kronman Reumert. It's going to be a complex um, process. Of course, it's going to take some time, but the more important aspect, it is clear as day that this is the situation. Of course, there is a race against time to close down Shape Robotics AS, because by closing Shape Robotics AS, you make these things very complicated. But I guarantee you that we will do whatever is necessary to block everything. I see a lot of discussions regarding the reconstruction versus bankruptcy versus what is going on. Of course, I'm following Nordnet. I'm following the channels that we connect, and again, reconstruction is a solution. It's a solution that could bring back value and should bring back value to the shareholders. For the creditors, it doesn't change too much the situations. I would say this is more about the creditors, the shareholders, and we are a firm believer that we're firmly believing that there is no way this reconstruction will not be opened by the High Court, especially as by the day that the trial will be set in the High Court, will have an official bailiff court order, an enforcement order against Shape Robotics for the so-called unclear claim. So I will present, of course, in the most transparent way the appeal, so everybody can read it, and tomorrow we shall discuss on it, so you have time to ask me questions and to see um, uh, for me to have time to prepare to answer them, or of course we can do it live. And I'm happy to have time again to reconnect. I hope uh, to come up with some good news in the next weeks or so, especially from the initial appeal. So again, I remind you that we have at this moment basically one appeal against the liquidation, against the Thijs liquidator, one appeal against the reconstruction, and several other secret actions that we took at this moment. So without keeping you too much connected, let's hear each other tomorrow. And I wish you a good afternoon. If anybody has any questions, I will stay for another minute. If not, we continue discussing tomorrow. So I see that you're not used to me being back online, connected. Um, so let's keep in touch, and I will be back tomorrow, same time. Thank you for everything. Bye bye.